number of years ago, I think I came across something that said it is wrong to judge, and perhaps those who are evolved don't judge, or something like that. And they ended up writing an article about this titled, "We All Judge Others." And this is why I said, there is a strong chance that someone will have heard at least once that they shouldn't judge others. If they are into self-development or spirituality, they may have heard this more times than they can remember. One way to look at this would be to say that this is sage advice. For one thing, one doesn't know what another person has been through, and for another thing, it is not as though they are perfect. There are, of course, numerous other reasons that could be put forward when it comes to why one shouldn't judge others. So, by believing that it is wrong to judge others, they could do everything that they can not to judge them. The outcome of this is that they can end up using a lot of energy, and they can find that they experience a fair amount of guilt and even shame. Therefore, even if they become less judgmental, it will come at a price. If, on the other hand, they were able to become aware of when they judge others and didn't end up feeling guilty or ashamed, it would be far better. There is no reason for them to beat themselves up. However, in order for them to get to this point, they will probably need to realize that they are not consciously choosing to judge others. When they can see that this is something that takes place involuntarily, they will be able to be a lot kinder to themselves. If they believe that they are choosing to do this, it will be normal for them to lay into themselves. And if they were told that they shouldn't judge others, it is not a surprise if they have this outlook. The person or quote that told them this would have made out that this was something that they do consciously. Thus, as they don't have the understanding that this is not the case, this will have become another way for them to tear themselves down. The truth is that they are not their mind, they are the observer of their mind. Taking this into account, their mind can make a judgment about someone, and they can simply let this judgment pass them by. The judgment will only become a problem if they allow themselves to identify with it, which will have an impact on how they behave. They can then see that this is just something that their mind does, and they won't need to blame themselves for it. What can make it easier for them to do this is meditation, as this will allow them to develop their ability to observe their mind. Another thing that can play a part here is if they heal their inner wounds. These inner wounds can play a part in the judgments that their mind makes. This is a process that can take place with the assistance of a therapist or a healer. So perhaps you have got a mind that is very critical or judgmental, and now you can see that this is not something that you consciously choose to do, and so there will be no reason for you to lay into yourself, for you to see yourself as bad or any other label that can be used, because this is something that will be taking place automatically. And as I said, the main thing is that you simply observe what is going on and don't get too attached to it, just to let it flow past you, and then it won't be as much of an issue for you. And by meditating, this will allow you to become less attached to the part of you that does make these judgments. And as I said, working through your inner wounds can also clear a lot of the fuel that is fueling and even creating these judgments. So there are a number of things that you can do, but the main thing is that you don't lay into yourself, because I'm sure you've got enough things already that you feel bad about, and even if you don't want to add another. And the main thing here is that you are kind and compassionate to yourself, because laying into yourself is not going to help you, it's not going to help anyone else. And the more loving you are to yourself, the more loving you will be able to be towards others. So if you can relate to this, then you will know what you now need to do to gradually change your life. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.thesolutionpod.com info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.